batting third and coming home. It's the final week of the regular season, the last midweek game, and the last game here at Crutcher Scott Field in 2023. And it's a good one, a pair of 30-win ball clubs inside the lines today. It's the UTSA Roadrunners visiting the Abilene Christian Wildcats. Good Tuesday afternoon to you, everyone. Welcome in to Crutcher Scott Field, again on the campus of Abilene Christian University. For the Wildcats and the Roadrunners, ACU comes in a record of 31-20, UTSA at 36-15. Andy Penny alongside Coy Oslin. And Coy, we look at this matchup. We knew on paper it would be a good one, and these are two teams trying to springboard as they get ready for a postseason run, which will begin with their conference tournaments next week.
Yeah, two teams that have postseason all over their mind, have definite shots within their respective tournaments. Obviously, two teams trying to find the breaks and find where they are exactly getting into that late season, and a really good test for you late in the season like this game is very important.
Well, we'll have a great pitching matchup here for these two teams, the Wildcats and the Roadrunners. You can see down in the bullpen warming up for UTSA is the freshman right-hander Ruger Riojas, a 5-0 record, 4.07 the ERA, 42 innings of work, 52 strikeouts, and just 11 walks for the freshman right-hander again, Ruger Riojas. For the Wildcats today, Max Huffling will get the start. The 6'9 lefty, the junior, will get the start today. And Max having a great year. It'll be his 18th appearance, his third start, 3-1 the overall record for Max. 5.80 the ERA in 40 1/3 innings of work.
Yeah, Max, he's given up a couple runs in his last few outings. He had two starts in there against Texas Tech and Tarleton State, but really trying to find his groove. He's someone that when he can go out there and play well, he dominates, and he beats up on opponents easier than anybody else. But right now, Ruger Riojas, he is the real deal for a freshman, Andy. We talked about this before the game. This righty, he can go out there and deal, and he's a really good young starter for UTSA and Coach Hallmark.
Riojas, again, the righty versus Huffling, the lefty for ACU. We'll take a look at some of our impact players today for the two teams. And again, the pitching matchup here, Riojas, last outing versus Dallas Baptist was a tough one. Of course, the Roadrunners were swept by DBU over the weekend. 2 2/3 innings of work over the weekend. 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, number of pitches 52. That's maybe his worst outing of the year. He's been solid all year long. Max Huffling over the weekend got the start on Saturday, just went an inning and 2/3, typically out of the bullpen, but had the start over the weekend.
Yeah, that Dallas Baptist program really is one that shines, and so for a freshman going in there, that's a hard game no matter what. And for Max Huffling, it wasn't business as usual for him versus Tarleton State, 1 2/3 innings like you said, but those 3 strikeouts, still a big number for him to have in a 1 2/3 innings. So hopefully both these guys will bring their stuff, and it'll be a good matchup if they both do, Andy.
We will talk about both teams in their respective conferences as the game plays out. Currently, UTSA is in second place. They're in Conference USA, but still some work to do as they're right on that cut line when you start talking the NCAA regionals. We'll talk about what they have left this regular season, as well as look ahead to the Conference USA tournament next weekend as well. For ACU and the WAC, it's a 5-way tie for third place. You heard that, a 5-way tie for third place with the WAC tournament on the horizon. 3 games remaining this weekend. So again, both of these teams trying to get a springboard here with travel on the horizon. UTSA is on their way to Louisiana Tech. ACU's on their way to Seattle U tomorrow as well. But an opportunity here with one final game in the state of Texas to springboard in the right direction.
Well, what you got to be thinking if you're ACU or any of those teams in the WAC is if you just sweep the weekend, it's easy sailing into that conference tournament. You've got that 3 seed. That's all you have to do, which that's a lot easier said than done, Andy. So definitely a really big weekend of WAC baseball coming up. And for Conference USA and UTSA, I mean, they've really got to find their groove and try to get back to where they were RPI-wise, getting late into the season, coming into a tough Conference USA tournament.
See the Wildcats taking the field here, an afternoon start, a 4 o'clock first start. The early start today is because of travel again. UTSA will leave straight from Abilene and make their way to Ruston, Louisiana to take on Louisiana Tech. ACU headed to Seattle tomorrow. Again, here's a look at the starter, Max Huffling, the junior out of Edmond, Oklahoma, making his 3rd start on the year.
I talked about this a little bit earlier. Max, he's a big, tall pitcher. You see those guys like Aroldis Chapman up in the bigs. He's not as tall as Aroldis, but he's someone that can get out there and really deal and fire strikes. And if you're not careful, he'll strike you out. But that 5.80 ERA, that doesn't really do him justice. He's had some really good starts and some really good outings out of the bullpen.
Went into the 6th inning. into the 7th inning last week versus Texas Tech with no runs on the scoreboard. Texas Tech finally got to him in the 7th, and a come-from-behind win for the Red Raiders. But Max can certainly dominate, and he'll get the start today. It's a pitch count type of day for Rick McCarty and the pitching staff. Obviously, the big weekend in WAC play this weekend in the conference tournament on the horizon as well. Let's set the UTA offense for the batting lineup here for the visitors today under the head coach Pat Hallmark in his 4th season. 106-68 the record for Coach Hallmark, 36-15 this year. Josh Colleen leads off. He is the catcher, and he'll bat first. Taylor Smith, the designated hitter, bats second. Caleb Hill in left field bats third. Antonio Valdez bats fourth. And here's the ACU defense. We'll get back to the UTSA batting lineup here in just a moment. It's ACU Miller Ladisall, Logan Britt, Grayson Tacho around the outfield. Garrett Williams, Crew Park, Julio Riggs, Jack Nielsen in the infield, and Maddox Meesey behind the plate here for Max Huffling. The aging today is Tanner Tweed. Back to the UTSA lineup again. Antonio Valdez in the cleanup spot. He's the third baseman and bats fourth. Matt King, the shortstop, bats fifth. Leighton Berry at second base, bats sixth. Sammy Diaz at first, bats seventh. Garrett Poston in right field, bats eighth. And Daniel Garza in center field in the 9-hole spot. Just the 4th time these two programs have met on the diamond. UTSA leads the series 2-1 as Josh Colleen, the catcher, will step in and bat first. It's a UTSA lineup that leads Conference USA in batting average at .313. Colleen will lift this one into left field. Miller Ladisall in from left. He's underneath it and will make the catch. And he quickly one up, one down. Again, a UTSA potent lineup. .313, the team batting average, leads Conference USA. 7 Roadrunners are still above the 300 batting average, including the guy coming to the plate, Taylor Smith. .302 his average. This makes his 48th start of the year. First pitch, hit foul left side.
Yeah, the Roadrunners, they're attacking these pitches early on for Max Huffling. Not the result they wanted with that first out, but take your approach and slow down a little bit here. Taylor Smith, he definitely knows what he's doing up there. You said batting .302 this season. He's also slugging .544, so definitely a dangerous bat early in a lineup.
The senior out of Georgetown, transfer from Texas A&M. He'll ground another one foul, third base side. 11 home runs and tied for the lead in that category with Antonio Valdez. He's in that cleanup spot. This is the first trip for UTSA to Abilene. The first 3 games of the series history, all in San Antonio. Roadrunners good enough to make a trip here to Abilene. There's an 0-2, just misses. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Of course, UTSA at 36-15. They're on the heels of a 38-20 record a year ago. Lost in the conference tournament championship game a year ago. There's a ground ball up the middle past the diving Crew Park at shortstop. Taylor Smith, a 1-out single. Just a good bit of hitting here with 2 strikes. Smith just hits it back up the box. Park, a dive to his left.
Third.
Yeah, down and away on that pitch there. That one's a hard one to find if you're a batter on that end of the batter's box and shoots it over in the left field for a base hit.
1 on, 1 out. Here's Caleb Hill, the left fielder. .346 his average. So step in on the left side, the lefty-lefty matchup. Huffling out of the stretch for the first time. The grunt and the pitch, 87 on the clock. Misses for a ball, and it's 1-0. UTSA with 3 of the top 6 batting averages in the conference. Valdez at .395. Caleb Hill right here, 6th in the conference at .346. An off-speed pitch, foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
A lot of people don't like to talk about pitching for contact here, but you got to think that's what Max is trying to do here. Get a ground ball and try to get out of this inning without any danger left. You got Antonio Valdez on deck right now. That's a tough deal right there for this ACU lefty.
1-1. Another off-speed pitch and another foul right side. Again, Rick McCarty talked to head coach Rick McCarty prior to the game. He said it's a pitch count type of day for his pitching staff. Big series this weekend versus Seattle, and a day earlier, Thursday, Friday, Saturday this weekend. And of course, straight to the conference tournament in Mesa, Arizona, which begins as early as Tuesday, hopefully Wednesday for the Wildcats. Top 4 seeds get a first round bye. So there's another off-speed pitch. And we'll do 1-2 again. So you're looking at potentially 8-9 games over the course of the next 12 days. So efficiency on the mound and pitch count, certainly big here over the course of the next 4. Here's the 1-2. Stop Maddox Meesey, the freshman who gets the start behind the plate today. 2 balls and 2 strikes. UTSA, on the other hand, playing for wins. RPI sits at 61, right on that bubble line, cut line for the 64 teams who make the NCAA regional.
50 now.
Huffling will throw over. Tough weekend for UTSA, hosting Dallas Baptist last weekend. The Patriots a sweep of the Roadrunners, but all 3 competitive games, 11-7, 11-9, and 9-6. 2-2, this one hit. Soft blooper, shallow left field. Park should make the catch. Great job at shortstop. Park got deep, almost doubled off Smith, who was about halfway to second. Smith able to get back, but it's a pop-up to officially Crew Park at 6, but a nice job there as he tracked that one down.
Yeah, he'll put a good swing on this when he choked up on his bat a little bit, but couldn't chop it far enough back into the outfield. Park was playing pretty deep, and
the third baseman,
a little rough throw there at the end, but a quick out there for Max Huffling, and 3-hole, 4-hole.
2 outs in the inning. Here's hottest bat in the lineup, Antonio Valdez. In 395 the average. 79 hits, that leads the conference. 7 triples, 11 home runs, 63 runs batted in, also leads Conference USA. Slugging percentage .695. He transferred from Baylor, Corpus Christi is where he calls home. It's a kick from Huffling, 1-0. Downstairs, 2 balls and no strike.
Yeah, Valdez, he's a good example of someone, you know, that works on their game and makes changes. Had a pretty good freshman campaign at Baylor, batted .281. Last year kind of fell off, 216, 385, and 284 on the slash for him. But this year, I mean, just dominating Conference USA.
Heading the count here as Huffling works around that strike zone. 3 balls and no strikes. Of course, Max, the 6'9" junior, Edmond, Oklahoma. Great season thus far. It's been big in situational setups. Second start in a row. Pitch in, 3 balls and 1 strike. Started the weekend versus Tarleton on Saturday. Tyler Morgan, the typical Friday starter, moved into the bullpen. Rick Eichelberger moved up to the Friday starter. Max started on Saturday. Tyler Morgan came in relief on Saturday. We're just underway. Taylor Smith, a 1-out single. He's over at first. 2 outs in this top of the first inning. 3 balls and 1 strike. And there's ball 4. Huffling worked around Valdez, really gave him nothing to swing at. And he's on with a 2-out walk.
Andy, it takes a lot of patience for a big bat to go up there and take as many pitches as he did, but a lot of patience that pays off. You got runners on first and second, now someone in scoring position. Still a pretty hot part of the lineup to go through.
Matt King, the shortstop. His 51st start of the year, 294 the average. 6 triples. He's got 51 RBIs and 5 home runs. Huffling will check the runners. On the inside. If there's been a downside to Wildcat pitching this year, it's been the free pass. 242 walks by this Wildcat pitching staff. Last in the WAC. You want to help your pitch count, get rid of some walks. The 1-0 to King. This one lifted. left side. Drew Park, the shortstop, underneath it again, fighting the West Texas sun.
Yes,
He'll make the catch. And the side is retired. UTSA a few base runners, but that's it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We played half an inning. UTA goes quietly. Wildcat bats coming up.
Shortstop.
Logan Britt to lead things off, bottom of the first here for the Wildcats. As it's Logan Britt, Grayson Tatro, Garrett Williams, 1, 2, 3. Miller Ladisaw, Tanner Tweed, Maddox Meesey in the middle, 4, 5, 6. Jack Nielsen, Crew Park, and Julio Riggs, 7, 8, and 9. As you see Logan Britt, the junior center fielder. Logan, 337 the average. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Ruger Riojas on the mound for UTSA, and Coy, he's a good one, the freshman right-hander. 5-0 the record, 4.07 that ERA.
Yeah, really good starts for him this season. Some times out of the bullpen. He's a really good pitcher. He's in his freshman year, so a lot of upswing for him. Of course, UTSA switching conferences here soon, so big future for this guy. Really excited to see what he can bring today.
Did pitch over the weekend versus Dallas Baptist, 2 2/3 innings. 3 runs on 3 hits, had 4 strikeouts. Coming off a 3 1/3 inning performance versus Rice the weekend before. No runs on 5 hits, 3 strikeouts. His longest outing of the year is 3 2/3, so obviously on a pitch count here as well for Coach Hallmark and company. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Logan Britt. Ground ball to the shortstop, Matt King. He's got it clean. 1 up, 1 down. Routine ground ball there, and Matt King, a nice play there at short.
Yeah, and that's a hard one right there. King, you can't really bobble those with a guy like Logan Britt. He's got such a long stride. He'll get to first before you can eat a cookie, and you got to throw it on over there quickly, get that first out. So good play to recover by King on that little bobble.
That'll bring up the hottest bat in the ACU lineup over the course of the last month. Grayson Tatro. First pitch from Riojas is in for a strike. Grayson now 21 home runs on the year, 61 RBIs. Both of those lead the WAC. 365 is the average. Career leader in home runs in a Wildcat uniform. He has 48 of those now in his career, 21 again this year. He'll show bunt. Wanted to lay down a bunt third base side as the Roadrunners have the shift on. So we'll take a look at that defense. Hill in left, Garza in center, Poston in right. Valdez, King, Berry, and Diaz around the infield. Colleen behind the plate. Valdez at third is shifted over right now on the right side as the shift is on. There's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. And Riojas has his first strikeout today.
Yeah, and a really good pitch there. Fooled a really good hitter in Grayson Tatro, and chatting there with runner on deck right now. I think that's Miller Ladisaw. Probably telling him something he saw.
Garrett Williams to step in. The third baseman. First pitch in for a strike. Williams 328 the average, as you can see there. He's got a homer, 36 RBIs. He makes his 52nd start. Both teams playing their 52nd game of the year today. Fouled off quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Riojas in the low 90s on that fastball, 92 on the gun there. Chance for back-to-back strikeouts. Fastball stay out. 92 again on the gun, and it's 1-2.
Williams, he's an interesting case study in stats this season. He's slugging .394 this season, but his on base is .404, so it definitely compensates for him in those numbers, but he can definitely do some clutch hitting for ACU.
Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ruger Riojas to bring the bottom of the first to an end. It was a quick inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. Inning. Sam Burbridge, the right-hander, will come in, and he'll work here in the top of the second.
Yeah, Sam, 9.35 ERA this season. Not exactly the numbers you want from a pitcher, but he's really proved himself. He's gotten out there and had some good outings, and Trying to see what he can do here against the UTSA lineup that looked a little bit slow on their pace in the first inning, but I'd say both teams did definitely. So midweek game, see what he can bring.
16th appearance for Sam, the junior out of Terrell, Texas. Seward County Community College is where he transferred from. We'll start off with Leighton Berry, the lefty. And the first pitch from the sidewinder is outside for a ball. Berry, Diaz, and Poston, 6, 7, and 8. First time through the lineup. There's a ground ball. That'll find its way into center field and a base hit. Julio Riggs at second base was playing well to the right of normal position, anticipating a pull hit. And Berry took it right back up the middle for the Roadrunners' second hit of the afternoon.
Yeah, Berry this season, he's batting .393 when leading off an inning, and he continues those good numbers and shoots one through that gap there in the shift, and that's a tough one right there if you're ACU. You shift it over for that reason on purpose, and he just eats you up the middle.
Sammy Diaz, first baseman, will step in. First offering from Burbridge, skips in. Nice stop, Maddox Meesey. Probably a special day for Maddox. San Antonio's his hometown. So probably spent a few nights at Wolf Stadium watching the Roadrunners, the San Antonio Missions. All sorts of baseball down in that area. Maddox doing some good things here in the purple and white. Here's a ground ball back up the middle, could be two. Riggs at second. He can't field it cleanly. He does have time to throw over and get Diaz running 4-3 on the putout. Ideal ground ball for a double play. Riggs just couldn't field it. I think he had a chance to step on the bag and make the double play himself, but able still to get the trail runner 4-3.
Yeah, that had a lot of speed off the bat, took a bad bounce. A good recovery, though, for Julio. That's exactly what you train for, is those situations to happen. You don't want them to happen, but you have to train for them, and Julio shows that.
And here's Garrett Poston, the right fielder. Poston makes his 33rd start, 240 the average. 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. See Berry now leading off second base. Pitch on the shoe tops. Curveball at 77. And it's 2-0. Riggs at second base, I believe, only makes his second start of the year. He started last Tuesday in Lubbock at Texas Tech. And he starts today. Good looking pitch from Sam, and it's 2-1. Tanner Tweed getting the day off at catcher, the everyday catcher for the Wildcats. Maddox Meesey, the backup catcher, and when that happens, it's the merry-go-round of defense. Garrett Williams moves second to third. Miller Ladisaw, who's typically DH, plays left. Grayson Tatro moves left to right. Good pitch on the inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you could say that defensive positioning, you know, you're looking towards the postseason, and when you're over at that tournament, you can't really figure out anything too dramatic on the fly, and so you got to try your players where they can be and get guys playing time wherever they feel like they can play comfortably.
2-2 curveball. Nice stop again by Meesey. Full count. Here to Garrett Poston. Daniel Garza is in the 9 spot, started in center field. I was told we'll see a pinch hitter in that 9 spot. It looks like Dalton Porter is in the on-deck circle. Payoff pitch coming here to Garrett Poston. And we'll do it again since it's fouled off left side. And the Roadrunners, the RPI at 61. 36-15 overall. They're 19-7 in Conference USA. Most people will tell you that's good enough to get in, even after a sweep of Dallas Baptist, who is absolutely rolling this year. The Patriots blazing through everybody they play. Payoff pitch again. That'll stay upstairs for ball 4. 2 on with 1 out. Dallas Baptist currently sits at 40-12 on the year. UTSA not far off that pace. Patriots will win the conference after the weekend sweep. They're 23-4 in the conference, and UTSA at 19-7. But a big week this week for the Roadrunners.
Which, yeah, I mean, for Dallas Baptist in college baseball, 23-4 conference record is amazing.
Posting a lift, first ball he sees, pretty deep right center field. Logan Britt over in the gap. He's got room. He'll track it, and he'll make the catch. Tagging second to third is Smith. Runners will be on the corners with 2 outs.
I had to be careful on that one. Tatro. Logan Britt, he's got an arm out in center field, and he can really get that ball back in if he needs to. Take a look at this pitch, though. Nice in that sweet spot, maybe a little bit off on the swing. Definitely doesn't have that much help from the wind today. Flags hanging straight down, so quick fly out there for the second out, but you got a runner on third now.
When's the last time you saw the West Texas wind die down in the month of May? Absolutely no breeze at the ballpark. It was a little muggy today when we started. Temperatures in the high 80s today. Top of the lineup here, Josh Killeen. He flew out to left. First pitch misses. Max Huffling in that first inning, 19 pitches. Get out of that first. Pitch on the outside. 2 balls and no strikes. ACU, as we mentioned, and we'll dive in deeply as we go, but a 5-way tie for third place currently in the WAC. 1 weekend to go. So here's a ground ball up the middle. Riggs has it. He will throw over to first in plenty of time. Sam Burbridge does the job in the top of the second. The side is retired. 3, the slugging percentage. Good pitch there from Riojas, 1-1. Tweed had a home run over the weekend versus Tarleton. Of course, the 3 home run game versus Grand Canyon earlier this year. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. The victory versus the Lopes. Here's a 1-1 curveball downstairs. Tanner doesn't get many days off behind the plate, but here late in the season, we saw it last week. Maddox Meese started the backside of the midweek doubleheader versus Texas Tech. Today, Meese starts at catcher, but Coach McCarty wants to keep the bat nice and loosened up. Here he'll take one on the inside shoulder. Hit by a pitch by Riojas, and the Wildcats have the first 2 on here in the second.
Yeah, good take there by Tanner Tweed. Take the hit and let the next man come up, and Maddox Meese is a good choice to have in this situation.
McCarty doesn't play small ball too often here, but 2 on, nobody out. We'll see what the thought process is here for the Skippers. Maddox Meese, the freshman, in the 7th spot. Check that in the 6th spot. First at bat today. Riojas will throw it. Pitch is high. Fastball stays up, 1-0.
Yeah, this is a chance to test your freshman pitcher right here. If you're Coach Hallmark, this is a big situation for a young player, and having an at-bat like this where you got someone he knows bunting and 2 on with nobody out.
Diaz at first charges. He's 15 feet in the infield grass. Meese will pull it back again. It's a fastball in this time for a strike. And it's 1-1. Atkins, Texas, again down in that San Antonio area. Maddox 3 walk-off hits this year. He's made a highlight reel here in 2023. He'll show bunt again at 1-1. Third base side is the optimal side. Another pitch up, and it's 2-1. It's a Wildcat team that's only laid down 11 sacrifice bunts all year. The 2-1. And Maddox will lay it down. Riojas maybe a chance at third. Goes ahead and gets the out. Quality defense, quality sacrifice there for Maddox Meese. Out 1-3. But the runners move up, 2 in scoring position. Ladisaw at third. Tweed now at second with 1 out.
Yeah, and you can't ask much more from a player like that. Get up there and drop a perfect bunt right in front of the pitcher and take the sacrifice. Runners both in scoring position now as start to wrap through the bottom half of this ACU lineup.
Lattisaw there at third, the leadoff double. Tweed behind him at second after hit by a pitch and the sacrifice to move the runners up. And here's Jack Nielsen. First pitch ripped into left center field, a base hit. This should score both. Lattisaw is in, right behind him is Tweed. Nielsen will make his way to second. It's a 2-run double. Wildcats strike first today, it's 2-0. First time, or check that, second time in the inning. Wildcats, green light on the first pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, he's used that alley, and he got that fastball right up the middle and hit it straight in there. Little bit of a fielding issue for Porter out in center field, but nevertheless, both runs were going to score, and Jack Nielsen's got him a 2-run double early in this ball game.
Nielsen RBIs number 2 and 3 on the season. Just tripled his output in one swing of the bat. He's now at second base, and we'll see the first visit here from Ryan Aguayo, the pitching coach here. So ACU bats have come to life here in the inning. 2 extra base hits in between a hit by a pitch of Tanner Tweed. And good start here for ACU. I was wondering if the Roadrunners might have a little hangover effect after the weekend. A tough series, an emotional series, a lot on the line series. How excited would UTSA be to get on the charter bus and come to Abilene after a little punch to the gut from Dallas Baptist over the weekend? And thus far, it's just, you know, it's a midweek game. It's the last week of the season. There's big things on the horizon. And a little flat here at the ballpark, especially for the visitors right now.
Yeah, you get a lot of time to think cutting up through the hill country to West Texas, and it's a tough deal to go off a series like that, like you said, Andy, but this game's not over. It's still early in this one, and you got a guy like Ruger Riojas who's proven time and time again he can play really well, and all he's got to do here is just work through the bottom half of this lineup.
So Nielsen at second, one out. Here's Crew Park, the shortstop. First offering from Riojas. Good looking fastball there for a strike. Look at the everyday shortstop for the Wildcats, 237 that average, 2 home runs, 23 RBIs. Crew, the junior, the transfer out of Chandler Gilbert Community College. Mesa, Arizona, his hometown. He'll be headed home next week for that WAC tournament. 1 ball and 1 strike. Park's doing a job defensively for the Wildcats. 144 assists there at shortstop. That leads the conference. He'll foul this one right back over our head and out of play. ACU gets on an airplane tomorrow, headed to Seattle University, Seattle U. Only the second time all year that the Wildcats will leave the state of Texas. Played a 3-game set versus Cal Baptist 3 weekends ago, and now up to Seattle. Fastball stays out, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waste pitch. Park stays off of. Lengthy road trip as the Wildcats again to Seattle tomorrow. They'll play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday straight from Seattle to Mesa, or hopefully a week's stay there in Arizona. 2-2 outside, it's full count. Nielsen, the 2-run double, he stands on second. Julio Riggs waits on deck. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Crew Park. Riojas kick. This one hit into center field. Coming in is Garza. He'll get up underneath it and he'll make the catch, and it's fly out to 8. Nielsen will backtrack to second base. So 2 outs in the inning. Here's Julio Riggs.
Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 4, Julio.
And Riggs making his second start of the year. Started last Tuesday in Lubbock, got his first hit of the season last week. 1 for 10 on the year. Riojas a look back at second. First offering to Julio. Strike. It's 0-1. Julio gets the start at second today. Garrett Williams moves over to third. Maddox Meesey is behind the plate. Typical third baseman is catching today. So Julio in that defensive lineup gets the start. There's a ball fouled back. It's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, they're really working Riojas's arm right now in this inning. A couple arms up in the pin for UTSA right now, so definitely ACU taking a strategy here of taking their pitches as they come.
0-2 just missed outside. Riojas throwing a lot of fastballs today. That one at 91. Pitch number 30 of the afternoon for the freshman. Wildcats already with 2 in the inning. Riggs trying to drive in Nelson here. Here's the 1-2. This one popped up right side of the infield. Barry, the second baseman, will call off Diaz at first. And he'll make the catch in the shallow outfield, and the side is retired. But the Wildcats strike first to Jack Nielsen. 2-run double has given ACU the lead. 2-0 Wildcats after 2. Top of the third, Wildcats a 2-0 lead. UTSA will come up here in the third inning. Taylor Smith to lead it off. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for ACU. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for UTSA. Smith, Hill, and Valdez. Smith 1 for 1 today. 1 out single. In the first, he was stranded over at third base. Sam Burberich's second inning of relief today came in the top of the second. It's a pitch count type of day for the Wildcat pitching staff. Max Huffling threw 19 in the first inning. Sam threw 15 in the second. He'll go ahead and start here in the third. It's 2-0 here to Smith. Here's a ground ball third base side. Nice play, Garrett Williams at third. Throw across the diamond to Nielsen in time, 5-3. 1 up, 1 down here in this third inning. And that'll bring up Caleb Hill. Ken Williams just a few steps over to his left. And able to throw across in plenty of time. Roadrunners have stranded 4 runners in the first 2 innings. 2 in the first, 2 in the second. They've had opportunities, but unable to push any runs across thus far. There's Caleb Hill 0 for 1. He popped up his first time up. Burberry starts him off with a curveball at 75 and misses. ACU on the year, 983, the fielding percentage. It's still good for top 5 in the country. They're 5th in the NCAA at that 983 fielding percentage. 2 balls and no strikes. Just 31 errors for the Wildcats all season long. They've turned 33 double plays. Really, they've been in that top 5 all year long. They were tops in the country there for a while. Now at 5th. 2-0, well outside. 3 balls and no strikes to Caleb Hill. Hill's currently on a 12-game hitting streak. And 0 for 1 this afternoon. Wildcats anticipate a pull here, a 3-0 count. I'd anticipate take sign. There's a 3-0. It is a take sign. It is a fastball, and it is a strike, 3-1. Crowd starting to file in here at Crutcher Scott. Of course, the 4 o'clock first pitch. That to help with both teams' travel getting out of Abilene. Now that we're inching close to the 5 o'clock hour, the Crutcher Scott faithful starting to show up. So there's a 3-1. That misses, and it's ball 4. First walk by Burberich today. Second one by a staff. 1 on, 1 out.
Yeah, Hill had a really good at-bat there, Andy. He took a lot of pitches and a really good patient plate approach for him. Gets him on base here with 1 out and really got to start eating away at that 2-run lead.
Valdez walked his first time up. Max Huffling really pitched around him, gave him nothing to hit first time. Here he'll hit one off the end of the bat. It'll stay fair. Third baseline, long throw, great play. Garrett Williams charging in, making the play, throws across his body and gets Valdez 5-3. Hill moves up first to second, but what a heck of a play. Garrett Williams charging in.
Batting 5th.
Yeah, AC, they've got a lot of what you would call a utility player on their team, but when it comes to utility players, they can play a position well, but all these ACU players, they can play their positions great, and Garrett Williams shows right there. That one had a lot of topspin on it, Andy. I'm sure you saw that. That was a hard fielding opportunity, but Williams capitalized on it.
I think Valdez off the bat thought that the English on that thing would take it foul, but Williams charged and played it in fair territory. Valdez not a great jump out of the box. He gave an extra step. So here's the first pitch. Matt King hits him square in the back. And King will take it like a king and make his way down to first base. 2 on, 2 out. And again, it's been the free pass today. 6 base runners for UTSA today. 2 hits, 4 free passes. They've got 2 on again here in the 3rd. Leighton Berry has one of those 2 singles. Led off the 2nd with a ground ball into center field. Good pitch there from Burbridge, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, and ACU, they've left that midfield open again, Andy, so interesting to see what he's going to do here.
Wildcats play with a 2-0 lead. A Jack Nielsen 2-run double in the bottom of the 2nd. This one hit into left center field. Logan Britt can carry a lot of grass, and he'll track that one down and make the 2-0 ACU. We move to the bottom of the 3rd. Pat Hallmark has gone to his bullpen for the first time, and we'll see the junior right-hander, Yuli Quiroga, take over on the mound here. He'll face Logan Britt. Logan rips the first pitch into left field for a base hit. 3rd hit of the afternoon for the Wildcats. 2nd inning in a row, the leadoff man has a hit. And Logan has his first this afternoon.
Yeah, Logan did give us a chance to talk about Quiroga. Comes up here and absolutely lances one in low in the zone into that gap in left center field and gets a base hit.
Quiroga, his 15th appearance of the year. He started 11 times, but out of the bullpen today, 7-2 the record. 4.99 the ERA. First pitch here to Tatro will skip away. A wild pitch will allow Logan to go first to 2nd. Logan made a big turn, thought about 3rd, but he'll stop at 2nd after the wild pitch. Here's a look at Quiroga. Baytown. What was the name of that high school? Goose Creek High School. Memorial High School. Put that in 8-point font on the roster sheet.
Scrambler right there.
Tatro's 0 for 1. He struck out. In a hot bat as of late. One down low. Quickly 2 balls and no strikes. Grayson has 10 home runs since April 22nd. That's the last 3 weekends. He's hit 3 home runs. 3 at Cal Baptist, 3 versus Utah Tech, 3 versus Tarleton. Another midweek home run in there versus Baylor as well. There's one lifted deep right field. Giving a look is Poston. He will watch it leave the yard. Home run number 22 for Grayson Tatro. He matches the number on his jersey. RBIs number 62 and 63. It's a 4-0 Wildcat lead. An absolute no-doubter from Grayson Tatro. I think that cleared the scoreboard out there in right center field.
Yeah, that's what Grayson does. That's why they built that scoreboard out there, I think. He found one low in the zone and just teed it off like it was at a driving range. I mean, Andy, that one went far. It probably bounced off the apartment buildings.
Poston did his pitcher there, Quiroga, a favor and at least gave a small attempt at giving it a look as he went back to the warning track. But that a no-doubter off the bat. Tatro's 22nd of the year. Now pitch on the inside to Garrett Williams. RBIs 62 and 63. And the absolute tear of power continues for Tatro. Now Garrett Williams is going to launch one left field, and this will leave the building. Back-to-back home runs this time for Garrett Williams. Home run number 2, RBI number 37. It's a 5-0 Wildcat lead.
I was going to say about Quiroga, this is his 4th game in a row where he's given up a home run. Before that, he'd been on a bit of a dry spell, but here he gives up back-to-back shots to Williams and Tatro, getting eaten up by this middle inning ACU lineup.
But Garrett was looking fastball. Look at this. High in the zone, inside portion of the plate. As you can see, there's a second wall, kind of a security wall behind the playing wall, which is another 20, 30 feet behind. And Garrett easily cleared both. It's 380 in the power alley, 334 down the line. That easily the 380. Now Ladisall ripped one into center field and another hit. 4 consecutive hits for the Wildcats to start the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, and right now they're just in Quiroga's head. This is a tough situation for a pitcher. You come out here and give up a couple of runs and then give up a pitch right there. Tough situation for him. Only thing you can do is go up from here and catch your breath, come back at it. You know, he's got the stuff to do it when he works. He's got that strikeout pitch, so we'll see what he can do.
Ladisaw already 2 hits today, a double and a single. His 20th multi-hit game of the season. First pitch swinging, Tanner Tweed will foul one off right side. Wildcat bats have come to life. 5 runs on 6 hits already today. Close the line on Ruger Riojas, the starter today for the Roadrunners. 30 pitches, 2 innings of work, 2 runs on the 2 hits, that all in the 2nd inning, and 2 strikeouts. Those were both in the 1st inning. And Riojas was doing just fine, but again, it's a pitch count type of day really for both ball clubs. Tweed will lift this one left field. Caleb Hill coming in left. He's got room. And he'll make the catch and fly out to 7. First out near the bottom of the 3rd. And we were talking about Quiroga. It looks like, again, on the year, he's made 11 starts. It's just his 15th appearance. But you look over the course of the last few weeks, and it's been difficult for Quiroga. Did not pitch last week versus Dallas Baptist at all. There's a strike to Maddox Meese.
And he was a lead earlier in the season, had his ERA down to 2.84. 6 1/3 innings, a quality start for him, 2 runs versus Florida Atlantic and 9 strikeouts in that one.
Here's a ground ball, could be 2, up the middle. Nope, it'll skip through. I thought Matt King, the shortstop, would cut that off, have a chance to turn a double play, but King could not get there. It's a seeing eye single into center for Maddox Meese. 5th hit of the inning. Ladisaw moves up to 2nd, still just 1 out.
The first baseman, number 40,
Jack Nielsen, who already has a 2-run double today. More opportunities here for RBIs. And time call. Josh Colleen, the catcher, is going to come out and talk to his pitcher, Quiroga. Josh Colleen, the catcher, he was added to the Buster Posey National Collegiate Catcher of the Year Award Watch list earlier this week. And here comes Coach Hallmark. I think we're going to have a pitching change. Slow stroll out to the mound for Coach Hallmark. Coach Hallmark really talking more to his catcher here than his pitcher. And here comes home plate umpire John Perez to either break this thing up or get a decision. Usually when the head man comes out, it's a call to the bullpen.
Hallmark, he'd been looking over there a couple of times throughout the conversation.
New pitcher coming in for the Roadrunners. We'll tell you about the new righty. 5-0 Wildcats. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll go to his 3rd pitcher today. It's John Chomko, the senior right-hander, who will take over here for the Roadrunners. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 3rd. ACU the 5-0 lead. And first pitch to Jack Nielsen. Stays low for a ball. And Chomko, the senior righty, 6'2", 190 pounds. He's out of Tomball, Texas. The transfer from Glenn Community College down there in Brenham to San Antonio. Wildcat bats are on fire thus far today. 5 runs, 7 hits. Nielsen will lift this one foul. Nielsen already a 2-run double today. That would end that 2nd inning. 6 batters to the plate here in the 3rd. 5 hits for the Wildcats. Logan Britt a single. Grayson Tatro a 2-run home run. Garrett Williams a solo home run back-to-back. Miller Ladisaw a single, Maddox Meese a single. They're at first and second. Here's a pitch over the head of Nielsen back to the screen. The runners will move up second to third.
Yeah, that's what happens. You throw one about a foot high and it gives 180 feet to the other team, and tough deal here in this inning. You're trying to work in a deficient here with one out. And not a tough.
There's a 2-1, fouled out of play. This is just Chomko's third appearance of the year. Has not pitched since March the 28th. Pitched an inning versus Utah March the 5th. It's 2/3 of an inning versus Texas A&M Corpus Christi on March 28th. Roadrunner infield will play in here. 2-2 count to Jack Nielsen. Fisted off, 2-2 again. Coach Hallmark's going to try to keep this thing at a 5-run deficit with the infield in and just one out. Try to cut off Ladisaw there at third trying to score. Chomko's 2-2. Curveball put into play pretty deep left center field. Giving chase is Garza, just shy of the warning track. He will make the catch. Both runners will have an opportunity to move up, and they will. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Jack Nielsen. Nielsen had 1 RBI on the season until today. He's got 3. Wildcats, 6-0 lead.
Chance here to leave no one on base in this inning.
Ladisaw scored, Meese up to third, 2 outs in the inning. Crew Park an opportunity to do just that. First pitch from Chomko on the handle. Little lazy looper over third base side. It's caught by Valdez, and the side is retired. But a 4-run bottom of the third, back-to-back home runs. Grayson Tatro and Garrett Williams. The Wildcats play with a 6-0 lead after 3. Lead. Rick McCarty's going to stay with Sam Berberich, his 3rd inning here out of the bullpen. And first pitch here to Sammy Diaz, fouled left side. Diaz, Poston are scheduled to bat. And Dalton Porter also who pinch hit in the 9 spot. Diaz, Poston, and Porter here in the 4th. Sam Berberich working efficiently, 2 innings of relief. He came in to start the 2nd. Just 27 pitches needed to get through the 2nd and the 3rd. On a day of pitch count, but now a 6-0 lead. I think Rick McCarty might stretch the arm of Berberich just a little bit. Here's another ground ball over to Williams at third. 3rd time today, Garrett Williams, a 5-3 putout, 1 up, 1 down.
Williams, he really had to pull back on that throw.
Right fielder number 16, Garrett Poston.
When you're used to working that right side infield, though, that's a tough one to make.
Garrett Poston walked his first time up. Was stranded on the base pass. Roadrunners have left 6 men stranded through the first 3 innings, 2 in each inning. Pitch there from Sam for a strike. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Wildcats. No runs, 2 hits. No errors for the Roadrunners. 2 hits, 4 walks for the 6 base runners, but nobody's scored yet for UTSA. Stay high and outside. And it's 1-1. Porter just up the road, I-35. Round rock, travels south down to San Antonio. Fouled, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sam, of course, in his 2nd year in a Wildcat uniform. The transfer from Seward County Community College. Pitched in 22 games a year ago. Today makes his 16th appearance for the Wildcats. Sam's a guy, when you think WAC tournament, a guy who can eat up some innings. He's a guy who, he's not going to be your first guy out of the bullpen, but he's going to be a guy when you get in a situation where you need a big out, stretch it into 4, 5, 6. He's a guy that can do that. He just misses there on the outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think I said it earlier. He's had a lot of good outings this
Yeah.
year. He's just got to find his stride.
2 2/3 last Tuesday in Lubbock versus Texas Tech. Just 1 run on 2 hits, 4 strikeouts. 2 2/3. Here's the 2-2. This one hit fairly deep right center field. Britt giving chase, and he won't get there. That's over the wall, and it's gone. It's a solo home run for Garrett Poston. And the Roadrunners are on the board. For Poston, it's home run number 4, RBI number 19. And a 6-1 Wildcat lead now here top of the 4th.
Center fielder number 24.
Yeah, Poston did a good job working this at bat, found his way in, and finally got the pitch he wanted right down the middle and just grooved it right in front of that scoreboard in right field.
Well, the Roadrunners on the board. Base is still empty here. And here is Dalton Porter. There's a look at Rick McCarty, kind of hiding out there in the back of the dugout, his 4th season. 130 wins, 3rd consecutive 30-win season now for the Wildcats, as they sit at 31-20. There's a ground ball up the middle, a dive by Park. He won't get there. It's into center field. And Garza has his first hit of the afternoon, a 1-out single here in the 4th. Boy, Rick's done such a great job here for the Wildcats. 3rd consecutive 30-win season. I think the only thing that's stopped him from 4 consecutive is the COVID year. Just 15 games into that season before the bottom fell out. But since then, 3 consecutive 30-win seasons for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he and Coach Hallmark, they've got similar paths here at these 2 schools. You know, they've come in and taken a team that had a good foundation and really put it in the right tracks and found the right barriers for it, and have both these teams in a position where they're both 30-win programs.
Josh Colleen 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. Pitch from Burbridge, 1 ball and 1 strike. Colleen's reached base in the past 15 games. Has not yet done that today, so that streak's still on the line. We'll get a few more ABs in before the day's done. Porter over at first. Stay outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Rick was actually telling me, Coach McCarty was telling me before the game, that Coach Hallmark's son is about the same age as Coach McCarty's son, Miles. They actually played each other in Little League a few years ago. Pitch upstairs, 3-1. Of course, Miles was part of a Wiley Little League program here in Abilene that made the Little League World Series 2 years ago. They played the McAllister Park Little League out of San Antonio in the state tournament, which Coach Hallmark's son was a part of that. There's a 3-1 out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So colleagues on the field, friends on the field, also colleagues as parents as well. Baseball runs deep in those 2 families.
Yeah, baseball really runs deep here in Texas. I mean, look at all the programs. You see brothers intertwined between programs, people who grew up playing together.
Runner on the move. This one's fouled off. We'll do 3-2 again. It's a fraternity, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You get in the inner circle and you're gonna see a lot of people, know a lot of people, family and otherwise. Burbridge asked for a new ball here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Garrett Poston a solo home run here in the inning to put the Roadrunners on the board. Runner on the move again. Payoff pitch stays outside for ball 4. And another free pass here. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Sam starting to labor just a little bit. First time we've really seen it here. But that's 3 consecutive visitors who have reached the base paths. Colleen's at first, Porter's at second. Taylor Smith 1 for 2. This one hit right up the middle. Riggs will make the catch. A line shot. Julio had it played perfectly. Line drive hit right back up the middle. Julio did not have to move at all. Makes the catch for a big second out.
Yeah. Really good awareness there by Julio. That's one that was so hard off the bat. Sometimes you just knock it down and try to play it as it lies, but right there, Julio, good awareness, and good awareness to go back down and try to find a second out there. Didn't come up with it, but really good fielding. I mean, nothing short of what we expect from the Wildcats in this game, Andy.
You know, if Riggs doesn't catch that, knocks it down, he might have a better chance at a double play.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I said that.
Yeah, run to the second base bag, then throw over to first. Nonetheless, he'll get the second out. Now a ground ball hit the opposite way. Park will go the short way over to third and get the lead man the force out. And the side is retired on a 6-5 putout, a fielder's choice for Caleb Hill. Roadrunners do get on the scoreboard. A solo home run by Garrett Poston. 6-1 Wildcats after 3. 6-1 Wildcats. We move to the bottom of the fourth inning. Julio Riggs will lead it off. There's John Chopko back in relief. Came in the third. And he'll start off here in the fourth. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors. For ACU 1-4-0 for the Roadrunners. Strike to Riggs. 0 for 1 today. Popped up to second base his first time up. Later with us this afternoon, our final midweek contest of the year. Andy Pitney alongside Coy Ostlund. There's a swing and a miss. And Riggs down on strikes. First strikeout today for Chomko. 1 up, 1 down.
That was a really good pitch there from Chomko. He gets first strikeout right there. Second strikeout overall this season for him. And a really good outside pitch there.
On top of the lineup, Logan Britt. Logan started the hit parade in the third inning. The Wildcats put up 4 runs in that third inning. 1 for 2 today with the single and the run scored. Here's a ball hit up the middle. King to his left will make the play. Throw over to first. Nice play by the shortstop. 6-3 on the putout. That's a speedy Logan Britt going down the line, and King, heck of a play there at short. Quickly 2 up, 2 down.
And we saw him do that back in the first inning.
The right fielder, number 22, Grayson.
It's stressful to go after a guy like Logan Britt.
Here's the power hitter, Grayson Tatro, a massive 2-run home run last inning. That we think cleared the scoreboard. Light blue skies today. It's hard to see that baseball up in the sky, but from our vantage point, I think that cleared the scoreboard in right center field. Rip this one down the right field line, and that'll fall in for a base hit. Potentially extra bases it will be as it caroms away from Poston and right. It's a 2-out stand-up double for Grayson Tatro. He's got himself a 2-hit day. This time with a 2-out double.
There's a lot of skill that goes into hitting a ball like this on the inside and dead down the line. Really tough play for Poston in right field, but gets it back in time before Tatro can do anything else, and Grayson Tatro's having himself a day, Andy.
2 extra base hits, now the double to go along with the home run. Garrett Williams also a home run. These guys went back-to-back in the third. Oh, first pitch and strike. Nice frame job there, Josh Killeen.
That was a pretty good one right there.
Yeah, that ball was, at least from our vantage point, looked a little low and outside. Josh Killeen will get the call there. Pitch about the same spot, same call. It's 0-2.
You know, Andy, I love a good catcher. I love watching them work behind the dish. That's something I worry about the automatic umpire. If we ever go to that fully, get rid of that automatic framing.
There's the 0-2. Williams the opposite way, hits it into right field, a base hit. Tatro's going to try to score. Poston will just get it into the infield. It's cut off. It's an RBI single for Garrett Williams. And the Wildcats get the run back they gave up in the top of the fourth. They get it back here in the bottom of the fourth. 7-1 ACU.
A lot of work from ACU here with 2 outs, and Williams, he really extended to get this one, but he saw that weakness on the right side of the outfield and just bounced one over the infield and gets him an RBI while he's at it. And continues just a wonderful day for these middle of the top lineup for ACU.
Second RBI today, RBI number 38 on the year for Williams. Miller Ladisall. Ladisall already a 2-hit day, a double and a single, 2 runs scored. He's top of the lineup, doing some damage now. Britt's 1 for 3, Tatro's 2 for 3, Williams 2 for 3, Ladisaw already 2 for 2. 7 hits from the top 4 guys. We're only in the bottom of the 4th. Good to see Miller getting hot at the right time. He struggled in the month of April, but it's come back to life here in May. Ball down low quickly, 3 balls and no strikes.
You know, Andy, for a big power hitter, Miller Ladisaw, he can really get in there and take pitches and watch his at-bats, and that's something he does a really good job of, is getting in the head of the pitcher.
There's a 3-0, takes sign all the way. There's a strike. Garrett with the 2 hits today now has 13 multi-hit games on the year. Ladisaw his 10th already today. He'll pop this one up in the infield. In fair territory, who's going to get it? First baseman Diaz will call everybody off and make the catch. High pop to 3, and the side is retired. But the Wildcats get the run back, an RBI single for Garrett Williams. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. 4 complete at Crutcher Scott. Wildcats a 7-1 lead. 7-1 Wildcats. We move to the top of the 5th. Rick McCarty's gone to the bullpen. 3rd pitcher of the day for the Wildcats, and it's Adam Bird to take over, the left-hander on the mound here as we start the top of the 5th inning. Bird, the sophomore lefty out of Mesquite, Texas, Poteet High School. His first pitch is actually hits Valdez. First pitch is a hit-by pitch, and Valdez will be on the base pass.
Yeah, that's Adam's 2nd this year. This year, 6.75 ERA for the pitcher, and really good year for him so far.
Number 1, Matt.
There's a look in the dugout, first base dugout. That guy in the purple, that's Miles McCarty. That's Rick's son, finishing up his 6th grade year. He's a regular here at Crutcher Scott. Serves as the bat boy here for the home games. Rick McCarty loves having Miles there in the dugout, first base side. First pitch to Matt King on the outside. Also want to say a special shout out, a hello to Coach Pat Hallmark's daughter, Georgia, who does the same thing there in San Antonio. She doesn't travel much. She's still in school, but probably watching today. So hello, Georgia from Abilene, Texas. Tells you a lot about these 2 coaches, Coach McCarty, Coach Hallmark. Wanted to have the little ones around the ballpark with them in the dugout.
Start them young.
1 ball, 1 strike here to Matt King, 0 for 1. Foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Adam did pitch this weekend versus Tarleton, a scoreless inning of relief. Did the same last Tuesday at Texas Tech. So, as a matter of fact, the last 4 outings for Adam have all been scoreless relief. It's 4 innings of work. Lefty will deliver here. Here's one lifted out to Britt. Started in, now has to work his way back, and it will sail over his head. Logan misplayed that one out in the outfield. Sliding in safely at 2nd is King. Valdez all the way to 3rd. There's the 2nd, 3rd, nobody out. Boy, Britt just misplayed that off the bat. He came in, and as he started to make his way out, he just couldn't get there.
Yeah, he didn't exactly put enough run on it. I don't think he knew where it was going. That sun's starting to get in that area. But UTSA right here, 2 runners in scoring position, something they've really needed, and they got to get the wheels going now before it gets too late.
Runners in scoring position, nobody out for Leighton Berry. Berry 1 for 2 today, a single and a fly out. First pitch from Bird, high and outside. Roadrunners have already stranded 8 runners today through the first 4 innings. Bird trying to find his rhythm here. There's a strike on the outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball at 89 for Adam.
Yeah, Adam, he's one of these guys, he's bound for a strikeout at least every outing. Scattered across 1 inning starts or outs throughout this year. He's got about 2 or 3 strikeouts per outing, so big strikeout pitcher here.
This will stay outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Valdez at 3rd, King at 2nd. Nobody out, top of the 5th. 2-1. Down low, 3 balls and 1 strike. Bird's 1 ball away from loading the bases here in his first 3 batters. Adam will come set in the 3-1. Ripped foul right side. Loaded up 3-2.
That's what's tough about UTSA is it is not a clean lineup at all. You have no breaks whatsoever on any of these guys through and throughout.
Team batting average of .313 that leads Conference USA. 7 everyday guys still batting 300 plus. Full count here to Barry. Here's the payoff pitch. Stays outside, ball 4. And the bases are loaded. Not what Rick McCarty wanted to see here at the top of the 5th. As Adam Bird has come in and loaded them up, 3 batters. Bring up Sammy Diaz, 0 for 2 today. 7-1 lead, top of the 5th. He certainly give up a run to take some outs here. So we'll see the infield will play at normal depth. We'll see Rick McCarty come out of the first base dugout. Might have a pitching change here. He's in a good position here with a 7-1 lead halfway through. Don't think you want to give the Roadrunners an opportunity to get back in this thing.
That's another body.
They've yet to close the line. And I guess we can go ahead and do that.
Oh, you had to go get some water.
We'll close the line real quick on Sam Berber. It's 3 innings of work, 1 run, 3 hits, 45 pitches. The day's over for Adam Bird. We'll tell you about the new Wildcat pitcher. It'll be Drake Boggin, we'll see. Bases loaded, nobody out. ACU a 7-1 lead. The Roadrunners have the bases loaded, nobody out here in the top of the 5th, trying to get back in this thing. Rick McCarty trying to stop the bleeding, and he will go with Drake Boggin, the right-hander, the junior out of Louisville. Come over out of the bullpen and into a jam here. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Yeah, bases loaded, nobody out. You said that. And not a good starting pitch there.
First pitch to Sammy Diaz, low and outside for a ball. Boggin on the year, his 20th appearance of the year, 3-2 the record, 6.54 the ERA, 29 strikeouts, 21 walks. As here's a ball hit, and dive and a catch. Julio Riggs, what a catch! Left of the second base bag, the second baseman who's playing up the middle. To his right, backhanded stab on the dive. Big first out here at the top of the 5th.
Well, I thought that one was trouble, Andy. I'm sure you did too, but Julio Riggs, player of the year right here, up the middle.
Wow.
Just good extension. You know, I take a good defensive player any day. And Julio Riggs, man, he's shown that today all day, Andy.
It's the second time he has been positioned almost perfectly. That ball's left of the second base bag, and Riggs playing right up the middle. Able to track it down and make the catch. Huge first out, top of the 5th. Base is still loaded. It's on the shoulders now of Garrett Poston. Poston does have a solo home run today. He licks his lip here for more RBI opportunities. Boggin the pitch. Hit into right field, a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes the second. Valdez is in, King right behind him. Corner to corner goes Barry. It's a 2-run single for Garrett Poston. He's got all 3 RBIs today for UTSA. The Roadrunners back within 4. 7-3 Wildcats, top of the 5th. It's a good piece of hitting here. Pull hitter Poston hit it into right field.
Yeah, he found one low and inside. That one's not normally one you'd want to tee off like that, but he took his pitch. He wanted the one, and he found it and puts up 2 more on the board for the Roadrunners. Definitely a more feasible ball game for them here in the 5th.
Again, all 3 RBIs courtesy of Garrett Poston in the 8th spot. So RBIs 20 and 21 on the 2-run single. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Dalton Porter in the 9th spot. Backdoor curve that misses. Porter today is 1 for 2. fly out and a single. Another curveball on the outside. 2 balls and no strikes. It's a UTSA lineup that will keep them in offensively. Find a way to score some runs. Pitch in the zone, and it's 2-1.
A good recovery pitch there from Boggin. You're trying to mix up your pitches here on this one.
Throw over, back in. Posting over at first. Wildcat defense has turned 33 double plays this year. Opportune time to get out of this top of the 5th. 2 balls, 1 strike. High and outside, it's 3-1.
Came back with the heat, couldn't get him to offer high in the zone, and not exactly the place I would have called it on that one, but then again, I'm not the pitcher.
Hitters count here at 3-1. Good looking fastball. Oh, Porter thought it was ball 4. Catches the bottom part of the zone. That's got to be an uncomfortable position.
Yeah, Misi had a big part in that one too.
Payoff pitch, Drake Boggin to Dalton Porter. Kick, 3-2. Runner on the move, curveball outside for ball 4. And load the bases up again. 3rd free pass by Wildcat pitching. 6 batters that have come to the plate. 2 walks and a hit by a pitch.
The catcher, number 5, Josh.
And now the top of the lineup, Josh Killeen.
If you get out of this inning with just the 2 runs, I mean, that's monumental for what the situation you're in, but UTSA is not slowing up at all, and they see the ball game in their sights now with the tying run at the plate.
Killeen 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch misses outside. Boy, again, this is the part that'll just make your blood pressure go through the roof. This Wildcat coaching staff. Come in last in the conference. Walks given up as a pitching staff. This one popped up by Killeen. Infield fly rolls in effect. Nielsen is underneath it, first base side, and he'll make the catch. Pop up to 3 for the 2nd out of the inning. Huge 2nd out.
That's what I was about to say. That's a big out right there for ACU Andy. And like I said, if you can get out of here with just the 2 runs, that's absolutely insane. But you're really starting to get into that part of the UTSA lineup that, boy, they do nothing but hit Andy.
Maddox Misi's going to come out, talk to his pitcher here, Drake Boggin. Situational here. 7-3 Wildcats. ACU with 2 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd. Had a 6-0 lead. The 2 teams traded runs in the 4th. It was 7-1 at that point. Roadrunners already with 2 here in the 5th, and the base is loaded. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Wildcats. 3-6-0 for the Roadrunners. These 2 teams have, again, just the 4th time in their series history that they've played each other. They've just missed each other in conference play. UTSA, a former member of the Southland. They leave the Southland as ACU's coming in. Spent some time in the WAC, not very long. They were in the WAC, they left the WAC, now ACU's in the WAC. First pitch fastball, good looking fastball to Taylor Smith, it's 0-1.
Yeah, that establishes this at bat right there. Boggin comes right at him with some heat low in the zone, and nothing to come here but 90 miles an hour.
Smith 1 for 3 with a single this afternoon. Back in the 1st. Today's designated hitter. 0-1. This one hit a long way in left field. Tatro will give it a look. Check that Sladasaw, who will give it a look, but that ball is gone. It's a grand slam for Taylor Smith, and a 6-run deficit is erased on the scoreboard. Smith left the yard in a hurry. Home run number 12. RBIs 30, 31, 32 and 33. It's a new ball game at 7-7.
Just hit it right there. I mean, just destroyed that one. Cleared everything. Looks like it went out to Judge Ely, Andy, and a tough pitch right there gets taken out of the park, and it's a whole new ball game.
An absolute no doubter. And a 7-7 ball game just like that here in the top of the fifth. That'll bring Rick McCarty out again. And we'll see if we see a new pitcher here. We had a feeling it would be an offensive type of day. It certainly has been. Rick will go ahead and make the call to the bullpen. Looks like he's called for the lefty. This time out of the right field bullpen. We'll tell you about the new Wildcat pitcher. 7-7 ball game in the top of the fifth. It's Adam Stevenson coming in. With us for midweek baseball, the last week of the season. There's a look at Zach Royce, the righty from Katy, Texas.
Yeah, Zach this season, the numbers don't reflect it, but he's been pretty good in some select outings here and there, a couple runs back and forth, but not a big sample size, Andy. So he can bring some stuff from what I've seen, but let's see what he can bring to this ball game, and it's basically a brand new ball game.
6-run top of the fifth for UTSA. The big hit, again, the grand slam by Taylor Smith. 6 runs on 3 hits, 3 Wildcat free passes in the inning, too. Tanner Tweed, ground ball left side, long run, nice play. King deep in the hole, throw across the diamond will pull Diaz off the bag. It was going to be a bang play anyway. I think that goes as an infield single. And it will for Tanner Tweed, his first hit today. And the leadoff man on for the Wildcats, third time in 5 innings.
That's what's pretty good about Tanner Tweed is he can leg one out for a catcher, and he's your traditional get a base hit and get on type of player, and does exactly that. Does pretty good from the leadoff position in this at bat.
Hit number 10 today for ACU. Maddox Meese 1 for 1 today. Laid down a sacrifice his first time. Singled in that 4-run third inning. First pitch down low for Royce. 4-run third inning for the Wildcats. That's their 25th inning this year. They've scored 4+ runs in an inning. Had a 6-0 lead, a 7-1 lead. We're back now to 7-7. It's a pitch from Royce. And misses. Royce's longest outing this year, 2 1/3 innings of work versus Houston Christian. No runs, 1 hit, had 4 strikeouts that afternoon. Two balls, no strikes here to Maddox Meese. High chopper, left side. King and Valdez run into each other, and there's no throw at all. It's going to be a tough play anyway. But King at shortstop moving to his right. Valdez at third moving to his left. Both looking up in the West Texas sky on the high chop. No chance for a throw. I think that goes as an infield single.
Yeah, we've seen that Sun play its game a couple times today, and just a little bit of miscommunication on the infield. Don't beat yourself up too much about it. You still got runners on first and second and a chance for double play ball at any minute, so I would just catch your breath out of that situation. That's a tough deal.
Valdez got the worst of that. I think King hit him across the face with his glove. Nilsson will show bunt here. He's already laid down or hit a sacrifice fly today. He'll try to put down a sacrifice bunt. He'll foul it at the plate. It was given an infield single for Meese. So he's 2 for 2 today.
Jack's been seeing the ball pretty good tonight. I'm interested to see this bunt situation. Obviously, small ball in the game like this is going to be important, but he swung a pretty good bat so far.
Diaz at first, charging hard already. Here's the bunt attempt. Popped up, the catch is made, a throw down to second, and a double play. Josh Killeen came up out of the crouch, able to catch the bunt, throw to second, and get Tweed, who's moving second to third. Double play in the Wildcats. 2 outs now in the inning.
Shortstop, number 2, Cruz Park.
The one thing you cannot do on a sacrifice attempt is pop it up right to the catcher. Easy play for Josh Killeen, and he executes it well.
Yeah, man, Diaz, he's putting on a clinic today, catching in this ball game. We've seen it all day. Pardon me, Kylene.
Now 2 outs in the inning. Meese still over at first, but what looked like could have been a productive inning offensively. Now going to have to do it with 2 outs. Park will pop the first pitch up left side of the infield. Valdez will call everybody off and will make the catch, and just like that, the inning comes to an end. Back-to-back leadoff singles in the inning. Do no damage, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left. 5 complete at Crutcher Scott. We're tied at 7.
In the bottom of the 5th, the Wildcats score no runs in 2 innings. Antonio Valdez.
7-7 ball game. We move to the top of the 6th inning. We'll see Valdez, King, and Berry, 4, 5, and 6. The same 3 that led off the 6-run 5th inning. We'll lead off the 6th here. Roadrunners batted around in the 5th, putting 6 runs on the scoreboard. We'll see Adam Stevenson, who came in relief in the 5th. Adam will start off the 6th. Valdez today 0 for 1, but he's walked and been hit by a pitch. Pitch from Stevenson. Misses 1 ball and 1 strike. Close the line on a few of the Wildcat pitchers today. Adam Bird does not retire a batter. 3 runs, 3 hits. 10 pitches for Adam today. Drake Boggin, 2/3 of an inning. Misses 2 balls and 1 strike. 2/3 of an inning for Drake Boggin. Also 3 runs, 3 hits. 13 pitches for Drake today. Here's the 2-1 ground ball. That'll stay fair. No, they'll call it foul at the plate because that went off the ankle there of Valdez. See, he tries to walk that one off. Coy's been 8 free passes today for the Wildcats that have allowed UTSA to stay in this thing.
Yeah, 8 free passes, and we talked about this after the conclusion of the 5th inning, going into the mid-5th, going to that break. We talked a little bit back and forth. They've only struck out once. This team's been extremely effective at the plate. It's come back and bitten ACU. 6 runs back in that last inning.
There's a 2-2. That's high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Adam's a guy you want to have fresh for the weekend, so definitely on a pitch count today. Here's a payoff pitch. This one hit into the right center field gap. A long run for Tatro. He won't get there. 2 hops the wall. Valdez will round second. He'll stop there. Valdez, who has 13 doubles and 7 triples on the year, decides I'll stay right here for double number 14. First hit of the afternoon. Roadrunners had the leadoff man on.
Yeah, Valdez, he's the guy that got the rally going for them in that last inning, and here he goes with a leadoff double and gets in scoring position right off the bat.
Matt King 1 for 2 today. Hit by a pitch, so doubled and scored in that last inning. Offering from Adam. Ground ball to second. Riggs is on it. His only plays to first. Good job of moving the runner. Hit behind the runner. King's out 4-3, but Valdez does move up. Second to third. He's 90 feet away with 1 out.
Really good, effective sacrifice right there. Just get whatever you can on the ground and get that runner over to third, and you're 90 feet closer from taking your first lead in this ball game.
Second baseman, number 8, Leighton Berry.
And here's Leighton Berry. Officially 1 for 2 today, a single and a flyout. Also walked and scored. Swung on and missed here. Boy, we haven't dove into this WAC standings yet. 5-way tie for 3rd place in the WAC with 1 weekend to go. It's absolutely crazy when you look at the standings. There's a bunt fouled back. Utah Valley, percentage points wise, sits in 3rd place. They're 14-11. They had 2 games postponed due to weather. They're 14-11. But then at 15-12 is Cal Baptist, Seattle U, ACU, and UTA. So you're talking 3rd place through 7th place are all tied right now with 3 games to go. And the crazy thing is the schedule makers did a great job. ACU's at Seattle U. They're both tied, 15-12. UTA is at Utah Valley. They're both in the 3rd place spot. They play each other this weekend. There's a swing and a miss. Throw down to third is in time. Now the throw back to home is not in time. And in safe is Valdez. It's a strikeout of Berry. The throw down to first, Meesey to Nielsen because Meesey didn't squeeze it. And when he throws down to first, Valdez on the move, able to score third to home. And the Roadrunners have their first lead this afternoon at 8-7.
Number 43,
Yeah, some really risky base running by Valdez here. Really good awareness. I don't know if that was coach or just him going, but goes in there and slides head first. And it's an 8-7 ball game now.
Well executed heads-up play by Valdez to give the Roadrunners the lead. Bases are empty for Sammy Diaz. To finish that point on the whack, Cal Baptist is the other third-place team. They're the fifth third-place team that doesn't play another third-place team. However, they have to go on the road to Grand Canyon this weekend, so a tough weekend for Cal Baptist as well. A lot to shake out in the last 3 games. Quickly 0-2 here to Diaz. Talking with Rick McCarty on some scenarios. Okay, what's best case scenario? What? Rick said, let's just go take care of business. Big series with Seattle U this weekend. First trip up to Seattle. Second year in the WAC. Didn't play each other last year. Play them up there this year. There's the 0-2. Fouled off. Ideally, you sweep. If you can still win 2 out of 3, you can still finish in the third place spot. That's if UTA beats Utah Valley 2 out of 3. And Grand Canyon were to beat Cal Baptist 2 out of 3. The Wildcats would finish in third. There's a ball lifted right field. Long run again for Tatro. He won't get there. One hops the wall. Rounding first, there'll be a play at second. Diaz on his way there. He'll beat the throws. It's cut off by Riggs. It's a 2-out double. And the hot bats continue here for the Roadrunners. Second extra base hit of the inning.
Yeah, really good piece of hitting here. Just gets over it and drives it oppo right there on the outside. It's good back control. That's how you do that up the alley, kids, if you're watching. And UTSA here threatening already with 2 outs.
Garrett Poston today 2 for 2, a home run, 2-run single. Throw in a walk as well. He's been on all 3 times. First time to face Stevenson. Lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch there for Adam.
You know, looking back at that whack deal right now, Andy, is I think the big story at the beginning of the year and looking at where we are now was the elimination of the divisions.
Right.
And I think that's paid off dividends as far as entertainment has gone in this conference. We've realized how many teams are just as close to each other.
Did not see Utah Valley this year. Of course, 13 teams in the conference. You play 10 of the possible 12 opponents. So didn't see Utah Valley, but their pitching staff is deep. They've been hot here as of late. They've won 5 in a row. They swept New Mexico State last weekend. Jumped all the way from 7th to the tie for 3rd. Of course, the top 4 seeds get a bye next week in the WAC tournament, which is huge on a pitching staff. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Garrett Poston. But again, ACU really controls their own destiny. They have the tiebreaker versus UT Arlington. The tough part is if they tie with Utah Valley, since they didn't play, and percentage points wise, Utah Valley would finish ahead of ACU. If the Wolverines and the Wildcats do the same thing this weekend. Here's a fly ball fairly deep. Logan Britt, first step of the warning track. He'll make the catch. And the side is retired. But the Roadrunners play with the lead for the first time this afternoon. Antonio Valdez, a leadoff double, comes around to score. We've played 5.5. It's UTSA 8 and ACU 7. Seven Roadrunners, bottom of the 6th. Wildcats will come to bat for the first time, trailing on the scoreboard today. Zach Roy still on the mound here for UTSA. Came in the 5th, and he'll start here the 6th. Riggs, Britt, and Tatro, 9, 1, and 2. Now, 8 runs, 9 hits for UTSA. 7 runs, 11 hits for ACU. They'll take one on the inside corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. popped up. Second base. Underneath it is Leighton Berry. He'll make the catch, 1 up, 1 down. A few defensive changes for the Roadrunners. Sammy Diaz has moved from first base. He's now catching. Garrett Poston has moved from right field into first. Garrett Brooks is now in right. Top of the lineup, Logan Britt, 1 for 3 today. First pitch from Royce. Curveball for a strike. Close the line on a few of the UTSA pitchers today. John Chomko, an inning and 2/3, 1 run on 2 hits. 17 pitches today for Chomko. Ball fouled off the end of the bat. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. In finishing out our conversation on the WAC tournament, top 8 teams will make the WAC tournament. The top 4 get a first-round bye. That's huge. The tournament starts on Tuesday. The 5 through 8 seeds will play on Tuesday, the double elimination tournament. The 1 through 4 seeds will get underway on Wednesday. There's a ground ball back up the middle, backhanded pick by Berry. Throw over, not in time. Speedy Logan Britt down the line in a hurry. He's got an infield single. Second hit of the afternoon.
Yeah, you're not going to get Logan Britt in this situation. This is what he does, is leg him out, and boy, he can stride his way down that first base line. It's hard to beat him, even on a good throw.
Multi-hit game now for Logan, his 21st of the year. Good speed on the base pass with 30 stolen bases now at first base. Tatro today's got 2 hits, 2-run home run, and a double. First pitch low for a ball. Of course, UTSA will be at the Conference USA tournament next weekend in Houston. Rice University, the host for the Conference USA tournament. It's after a weekend trip out to Louisiana Tech. Pitch misses. Louisiana Tech's been a little bit of a bust this year. The preseason favorite to win the conference. They sit at 14-13, tied for 6th. Dallas Baptist in first, UTSA at second. Western Kentucky, Charlotte, Florida Atlantic, Middle Tennessee, all in front. Here's Logan on the move, pitches low, throw down to second. Off the helmet of Logan, it gets away. He wasn't sure where it was. We'll stay at second base. Stolen base number 31 in 33 attempts. And the tying runs in scoring position.
Wow, Logan Britt, I mean, just all speed right there. Andy, we can willingly say we've seen him get caught before. It does happen.
And because of the open base now at first, Grayson Tatro is going to get an intentional walk. Grayson will go down to first. So 2 on with 1 out. How about that for respect? 8-7 ball game, bottom of the 6th, and we're going to take the bat out of Grayson Tatro's hands. Well, put it on the shoulders of Garrett Williams, who already has 2 hits and 2 RBIs today, solo home run, and an RBI single, 2 for 3.
If I'm Rick McCarty late in this ball game, if Britt gets up again and in that situation, I'm taking note of that.
Pitch is low and on the outside. Garrett showed bunt, pulled it back. Seen the Wildcats successful on 1 sacrifice bunt attempt today, unsuccessful on a second. 2 on, nobody out in the 5th. And Jack Nielsen popped up a bunt attempt that turned into a double play. Meeting of the minds here for the Roadrunners. As head coach Pat Hallmark has come out, the manager wants to talk to his infield. Again, the sacrifice bunt has not been commonplace for this Wildcat team this year, but we've seen it twice today. There you see double barrel action. I thought double barrel action. Just 1.
Yeah, Miller Schaefer at 39, he just got down there.
Simon Miller has all sorts of impressive statistics on the national stage. So he's starting again to get warmed up. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. UTSA the 8-7 lead, a 1-0 count here to Garrett Williams. Infield plays deep for UTSA, not anticipating a sacrifice here. Valdez plays deep of the third base bag, as does Poston at first. Pitches in for a strike. It's 1-1. Roy's done really well today. Again, just his third outing of the year. I'll check that, his 7th outing of the year. 2 1/3 is his longest outing. He's at 1 1/3 thus far today. It's a 1-1 to Williams. Late swing, it was late. Swung on a miss for a strike, fastball at 92. Brett out at second. 1 out single, stole second. Tatro then intentionally walked. He's at first. Runner on the move again. Here's a ground ball, weak ground ball, third base side. Long throw for King. He won't even make the throw. He'll just hang on to it. Britt was on the move anyway. Williams hit that one. Slow roller out to third, and King had no chance to make a throw.
It's about as good of an execution as you could have hoped for on this one. Into the short hole and not a play there, and you don't want to risk it if you're King. You just got to be patient.
It was hit and run all the way, but that right off the handle. Williams hit that one right on the handle. It's a 3-hit day now for Garrett Williams. And here comes Coach Hallmark. This is where we'll have the pitching change. I believe it's Simon Miller who will come in and try to shut the door here in the bottom of the 6th.
Hey, he's got to go.
Hasn't made the official call yet, but it's coming. And there's the official call. He'll go to the right-hander. Simon Miller on his way in.
No, he's got to let him second trip. It's automatic. Yes, it is.
We'll tell you about the new pitcher after we step away. Bottom of the 6th, 1 out. The bases are loaded. UTSA, the 8-7 lead. For the Wildcats, Coach Hallmark's gone to the ace of the staff, Simon Miller, in relief, his 25th appearance. 7-1 the record, 2.04 the ERA. First pitch, Miller Ladisaw hits it the opposite way, a base hit. 1 run is in, here comes Tatro to take the lead. A head first slide, and he's in. And on the first pitch from Simon Miller, Miller Ladisaw, a 2-run single, ACU a 9-8 lead.
The designated hitter, number 10, Tanner.
Just hit it the opposite way. 2 more RBIs for Miller.
Yeah, down in the zone, and Miller, that's not normally the type of pitch he'd drive down and away, but a good job finding it and putting it in the outfield. 2 runs right there, and ACU has a lead here in this ball game.
Didn't even get an opportunity to share the accolades of Simon Miller in the year he's had here in 2023. Ladisaw again goes the opposite way for the 2-run single. Williams at second now. Ladisaw a 3-hit days at first. Tanner Tweed 1 for 2 today as well. ACU now the 9-8 lead here in the 6th. Tweed will lift this one foul right side. Again, Miller's 25th appearance. He's 7-1. That's in relief, 7-1. 2.04 the ERA. 72 strikeouts, just 14 walks. He led the nation in ERA for over a month this year. Struggled his last 2 outings. The worst against Dallas Baptist over the weekend. 0-2 here to Tweed. Here's the 0-2. That's down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Had an ERA of 0.5, about a month ago? Slowly crept up. Dallas Baptist put up 6 runs on him, 5 of those earned in 4 1/3 innings of work. That on Friday. There's a 1-2 to Tweed. The kick and the pitch. Fastball hit. Third base side, a chance for 2. Valdez will step on the third base bag. Throw across the diamond, not in time. Good job by Tweed to beat it out. It's a fielder's choice. Williams is eliminated out at third base. 5 unassisted. Tweed beats it out, and the inning continues. Ladisaw now at second. Well, there's a long run. Had to go about 3 steps to the third base bag. That allowed a little bit more time for Tweed to beat it out. So the inning continues here for Maddox Mesian. 2-for-2 day thus far. Curveball, good looking curveball there. It's 0-1.
Maddox, he's got on base back-to-back at bats, so big situation for him.
Same pitch, same result. It's quickly 0-2. Logan Britt a 2-hit day. Grayson Tatro a 2-hit day. Garrett Williams a 3-hit day. Miller Ladisaw now a 3-hit day. Maddox Mesian already a 2-hit day. 5 Wildcats with multiple hits. 9 runs on 14 hits. 9-8 lead, bottom of the 6th. Here's the 0-2 to Mesian. Stays outside. Try the same pitch again, huh? There's the 1-2. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did for strike 3. Maddox Mesian down on strikes. And the inning comes to an end. But a Miller Ladisaw 2-run single gives the Wildcats the lead back. 2 runs on 3 hits. 2 men left as well. We played 6. 9-8 Wildcats. Top of the 7th we go. ACU a 9-8 lead here on UTSA. 6th pitcher of the day for Rick McCarty. Luke Kurkowski out of South Wales, Australia. The big lefty will take over a one-run lead here for the Wildcats. 9 runs, 14 hits today for ACU. 8 runs, 9 hits for UTSA. Dalton Porter leads it off in the 9 spot. The first offering from Kurkowski is down low. Luke making his 18th appearance of the year, 2-1 the record, 7.46 the ERA. You see Porter here in the 9 spot, 1 for 2 with a walk. Fastball for a strike. This will be one of the crazier box scores we've seen. Both coaches have decided to go the pitch by committee route today. Both offenses have responded too. Fouled out of play. Adam Stevenson today an inning in the 3rd, 1 run, 2 hits. 2 strikeouts as part of his 4 outs on the day. 23 pitches for Adam. He'll be good to go for the weekend. Sam Berberich is really the only arm thus far for Rick McCarty, who might need an extra day off after 45 pitches. Here's the 1-2. Hit the opposite way, a little looper that Garrett Williams at third base will make the catch. Had it played well, a few steps to his left. Over-the-shoulder catch for out number 1.
Defensive clinic from ACU today. We've really seen some great plays from especially this ACU infield. That right side, that mid-infield has done a really good job of getting some snags, and Williams just adds to the total.
Williams already had 3 ground ball put-outs. Now the line out.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
We saw Julio Riggs make a fantastic catch a few innings ago. Got a pinch hitter here in the top spot. As Josh Colleen's day was already over. He was replaced at catcher, and now Clark Henry will bat for him in the 1 position. 1 out here in the 7th. First pitch from Kurkowski, and misses. Henry on the year, this is 19th game that he's played in. 438 the average and 7 for 16. Has a triple to his name. 3 RBIs. Lefty-righty matchup. Fastball in the outside corner. It's 1-1. This is a UTSA team, 26 triples on the year. They got some speed. They hit it in the gaps, and they can run. 26 triples. That leads Conference USA by a long way. Dallas Baptist with 15. There's a line shot the other way. Jack Nielsen will make the catch. Soft liner over to third, followed by a soft liner over to first. 2 up, 2 down here in the 7th.
Like I said, there goes the other side of the infield showing off now. Nielsen had to kneel down for that one. That's a hard play to make, especially when it's coming off the bat with that much ferocity.
Number 27, Taylor Smith.
Quickly 2 outs for now Taylor Smith. Taylor had the loud swing back in the 5th, a grand slam that tied our ball game at 7. The 6th run, 5th inning. Erased a 7-1 deficit, tied us at 7. Taylor Smith again, that grand slam there in the 5th. His 12th home run of the year. He'll put this one into play down the right field line. Long run for Tatro on the warning track. Can't make the catch, overran it. It's extra bases here for Smith. He'll think about 3, and he will as it caroms well off the wall. Came back in 100 feet off the wall. Tatro had to run it down, and right on cue, triple number 27, and the tying run's 90 feet away.
Yeah, this was going to be a hard one to field no matter what, and Tatro backed up about as far as he could. Just off to the left right there. There's a bit of a cloud coverage going on behind right now. Might have messed with his eyes a little bit.
Smith, a 3-hit day today, now just a double shy of the cycle. He's the tying run over at third base. Can Caleb Hill do a job? First pitch on the inside, just missed the inside hip. Front hip. Ball and no strikes. Again, Tatro is your everyday left fielder. With the position changes today, he's over and right. And he just misjudged that one. It's a ball just overran and misplayed it. He'll foul this one off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Roadrunners on their way to Ruston, Louisiana after this one. They'll get on the bus and get ready for Louisiana Tech this weekend. ACU will catch a plane to Seattle tomorrow. Pre-game set with the Red Hawks in Seattle U starting Thursday. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday weekend. 1 extra day in preparation for the WAC tournament. There's the 1-1. That is on the inside. And it hits the armor there on the inside elbow. Runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Just got away there from Kurkowski. Really tough pitch right there. He was working the batter really well, and we could say the batter's working him pretty good too. And that back and forth. Can't really focus too much on that one. You've still got 2 outs in the inning. That's the big part.
Still an opportunity to get out of this with no damage done. Discouraging part, though, is a chance to get out of the inning. A ball misplayed and right, followed by a hit by a pitch. Runners on the corners with the 2 outs. And here comes Rick McCarty. Don't know if he'll make the change or not. He's got arms loosening in that right field bullpen. And the highest average for the Roadrunners coming up in Valdez. This might be a situational conversation. We shall see. He's looking down that right field line. Zach Smith. Top of the 7th with 2 outs, and Rick McCarty's gone to his closer here. Zach Smith, runners on the corners, a 1-run lead. Zach Smith is in. A graduate student here making his 22nd appearance. 7 saves on the year for Zach. It's a big situation here. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Antonio Valdez, highest batting average for the Roadrunners. First pitch outside. Zach with 7 saves. His last one came on Sunday versus Tarleton. Just a 3-pitch save for Zach. That's all he was used on the weekend. So he's fresh. Guy you want to have available on the weekend for sure, but chance to get out of this top of the 7th inning with a 1-run lead. Valdez today 1 for 2, a double. He's also walked and been hit by a pitch. He's been on the base pass 3 times. 1 ball and 1 strike. Zach in his 6th year in the program. Medical redshirt year, of course, an extra COVID year he decided to take, but all 6 in the purple and white. 1-2 is the count. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball. Nielsen at first. He'll make the play. Step on the bag. 3 unassisted. Zach Smith does a job, and the Wildcats able to get out of the inning. 2 more stranded for the Roadrunners. They've stranded 11 today. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left. Stretch time at Crutcher Scott. Wildcats a 9-8 lead. Zach Smith does a job, top of the 7th. Gets the Wildcats out of 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. Move to the bottom of the 7th here. Jack Nielsen will lead it off. Sean Miller in relief. Check that, Simon Miller. Check that, Simon Miller in relief. Came in the bottom of the 6th. Very first pitch, Miller Ladisaw a 2-run single to give the Wildcats the lead. Here's a ground ball to shortstop, Matt King will vacuum that up, throw across. 6-3, 1 up, 1 down. In a game that has 17 runs here, Coy, it's really a pitcher's duel here of closers.
Yeah.
Simon Miller and now Zach Smith for ACU. Don't tell me this one doesn't matter. Midweek game the last week of the season.
And I'm just excited to see what Miller can do here with a blank slate.
Yeah. Crew Park 0 for 3. Miller works out of the stretch even with the bases empty. Fastball at 95 on the gun. It's 0-1.
There's that old analogy about baseball being a puzzle you got to put together. This one literally is a puzzle.
7 pitchers today for ACU. I believe Miller's pitcher number 5 for UTSA. You know, it's funny, Coy, it's been a quality baseball game today.
Yeah.
No errors on the scoreboard. We got 17 runs, 24 hits. 0-2 here to Park. That one skips in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wildcats with 2 in the 1st, 4 more in the 3rd. Had a 6-0 lead. 2 teams traded runs in the 4th, made it 7-1. Roadrunner bats busted out in the 5th. A 6-run 5th inning tied us at 7. UTSA took the lead in the 6th with a single run at 8-7. ACU with 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Made it 9-8. Guess who it is? Deja vu. Matt King at shortstop. The ground ball out, 6-3. 2 up, 2 down. King's had a busy day there at shortstop.
Done a pretty good job covering, except for that little collision he had with Valdez on the left side of the infield there.
Julio Riggs 0 for 3 today. Been quiet at the plate, but a SportsCenter top 10 diving catch at second base earlier this afternoon. Another fastball at 94 from Miller. It's 0-1. He's a hill country guy just outside of San Antonio. They're from Bernie. The Greyhounds of Bernie. So Zach, you're, I'm sorry, Coy, you're finishing up senior year, I guess. You just finished the semester, is that right?
Yeah, I got 1 more to go.
1 more to go, graduating in December. Okay, so 2.04 the ERA for Miller. How's that compared to the Coy Osland GPA?
You know, I'll tell you, I'm a late innings blowout, middle inning reliever,
Okay.
but I'm not exactly
You're not all
throwing in practice.
Here's a 1-2 to Riggs. It's inside, 2-2. So you're not the All-American pitcher, which is good. That's like 0.
That's what you
0.5.
you don't want to.
You don't want a 0.5. You want the 4.0.
You don't want to be in
ERA.
LSU's rotation. You want to.
Here's a 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Simon Miller in relief. We've got 7 in the books. Wildcats hanging on to that 9-8 lead with 2 to go. We'll start top of the 8th inning here. Came in and shut the door down in the top of the 7th. Just 4 pitches for Zach to get that final out. They'll start here the top of the 8th. Matt King, Leighton Berry, Sammy Diaz, 5, 6, and 7. Scheduled here against Zach Smith. King today 1 for 3 hit by a pitch. He's also doubled and scored. That's 6-run 5th inning. There's The 0-1. That's on the inside. Nope, just the inside corner. It's 0-2. Talk about Zach Smith, year number 6 for ACU. Hey, he also spent last summer with the Savannah Bananas. You've probably heard of them, the viral sensation baseball team. And he got to pitch for them last summer, and they won some kind of championship. It's kind of like
I'm
the
sure
Harlem
they
Globe-
won something.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters. You always win, I think, when you're a Savannah Banana. Great experience, he said, out there in Savannah. He'll strike out King here. High fastball. First strikeout for Zach today. 1 up, 1 down here in the 8th. You had a chance to watch some of their stuff online, Savannah Bananas?
Yeah, every now and then on ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
You know, I know Zach. I kind of followed with him, went to high school with him, so I kind of followed him while he was there. And he really, I mean, watching what he did there, I mean, what he's brought into this season from that, he had a 2.08 ERA while he was there. So it's glad to see him bring that over to his college career. Hadn't had the best numbers, but also dealt with a lot of injuries throughout his career here.
Year number 6 in the program. He's been here longer than head coach Rick McCarty, who's in year number 5. He's quickly ahead the count here, 0-2 to Leighton Berry. Berry's 1 for 3 today, a single and a walk. Chance for back-to-back strikeouts here for Zach. He's really been on a tear here the last month. 0-2 fastball at 91 outside. Zach's a guy he's really, again, build confidence he's going to get the final 4 or 5 outs of a game. Here's back-to-back strikeouts. Swung on and missed Leighton Berry. Quickly 2 outs here in the 8th.
That's something I've noticed about Zach this year is he's come out into these games and he's really brought an interesting pace of play with him. He's really been quick with his pitches, and it feels like every time he gets into the ball game, it really picks up. I think that can really change how the batters have to come up with their approach, and I think that's been something that's worked for him.
Sammy Diaz 1 for 4. First offering from Smith. Now back to the screen. Yeah, there's definitely a confidence in Zach here over the last month, 6 weeks of this season. It's exactly what you want going into postseason play. Somebody that can shut the door down in the final 2 frames. Foul back into mid, quickly 0-2. Celebrated his 25th birthday last Tuesday up in Lubbock versus Texas Tech. Chance to strike out the side. No balls, 2 strikes. There's the 0-2. It's outside. Diaz started at first base today. He's now at catcher. Transfer from Temple Community College. Up the road from San Antonio, I-35. Foul this one off. We'll do 1-2 again. Curveball, ground ball, right to Crew Park at shortstop. He's got time. Long throw, 1 hop over to Nielsen. 6-3 on the putout. The side is retired. Zach Smith has retired all 4 he's faced.
In the top of the 8th,
We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. ACU, 1 more chance for insurance. They've got a 9-8 lead. Bottom of the 8th, ACU the 9-8 lead. We'll see our 6th Roadrunner pitcher of the afternoon, the junior right-hander Drake Smith will face the top of the ACU lineup as Logan Britt steps in. Smith right there, number 22, the junior right-hander out of Katy, Texas. Makes his 16th appearance of the year.
Yeah, Drake this year, he's got similar numbers to Zach Smith. 5.54 ERA for him this year. A lot of innings for him this year, though. He's got a lot of experience getting ready for that conference tournament.
We've already seen a Drake today and Drake Boggin. We've already seen a Smith today and Zach Smith. Now we get them combined and Drake Smith for the Roadrunners. Logan Britt 2 for 4 today. 2 singles, 2 runs scored. Check swing on the 1-1. He went 1-2. Multiple hit game today for Logan. This is his 9th game to be in the leadoff spot. ACU's 5-3 in the first 8 of those. McCarty made that move a few weekends ago. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fastball hit right field fairly deep. Giving chase is Brooks. He will run out of real estate. It's gone. Logan Britt, a solo home run to lead off the bottom of the 8th. It's Logan's 12th home run of the year. It's RBI number 41. Insurance for the Wildcats, a 9-7 lead.
You said the word insurance, Andy, and that's as big of a home run today as we will ever see. And Logan knew it was gone off the bat. He took him a little peek at it right here. Unwritten rules, never heard of them. Man, he shot that one into the bullpen, and what a clutch hit right there for Logan Britt.
In home run number 12. Third home run today by the Wildcat offense. The guy who has one is this guy now at the plate, Grayson Tatro. Hit his 22nd Tater of the year. A 2-run shot back in the 3rd. Pitch outside from Smith. 10 runs, 15 hits for the Wildcats. 8 runs, 10 hits for UTSA. 22 versus 22 here. Smith versus Tatro. Fastball up. Quickly 3-0. Tatro's 2 for 3 today. The 2-run home run, a double and a run scored, a walk and a run scored. That in the 6th. Miller Lattisaw 2-run single that gave ACU the lead at 9-8. 3-0 high and outside, 4-pitch walk. Grayson's not going to get anything to hit. With 2 walks today, he's now walked 34 times on the year. 1 on, nobody out. More chance for insurance. Garrett Williams at the plate. He's had a 3-hit day today. 3 for 4.
The third baseman, Garrett Williams.
Garrett has 3 4-hit days on the season. Chance to do it for a 4th time. First pitch from Smith. Swung on a miss, foul tip into the glove for a strike. Tatro a short lead over at first, not a huge lead.
Breaking their hands.
0-1. Good looking pitch there from Drake Smith. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hey, you just got to find the strike zone in this at bat here. Catch your breath.
Infield at double play depth. Play deep all the way around. The 0-2. Curveball down in the dirt. Gets away from Diaz, but not far enough for Tatro to advance. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Restraint shown there by Grayson Tatro.
Yeah.
Didn't even really jump on that one.
Grayson has 9 stolen bases himself this year.
No real reason to risk anything at all, though, right now.
Let Williams do a job. Here's a 1-2. Ball outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Due up for the Roadrunners in the 9th is 8, 9, and 1. Poston, Porter, and Clark Henry, who pinch hit in the 7th. 2's due up for UTSA. They'll need at least 2. ACU trying to stretch it out here even more, bottom of the 8th. Here's the 2-2 to Williams. This one hit into center field. 2 steps over to his left is Garza. He's underneath it, and he'll make the catch. Check that. That's actually Porter. Dalton Porter in center field makes the catch.
If you're UTSA, if you can get 8 and 9 up on base here in the 9th, that's a big deal right there, because you got that top of the order that's so hot coming up. They've done a lot of damage today.
Rick McCarty's going to have a decision to make strategic-wise. Zach Smith, 4 up, 4 down, but big series on the weekend. Do you try to allow your closer to stretch it into 2 1/3 inning save? We shall see. Miller Lattisaw, though, at the plate. He's got a 3-hit day today. Double, 2 singles, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored for Miller. And of Heath High School in Rockwall. 1-0 from Drake Smith. There's a snap throw down to first. Tatro will slide back in. Pitch misses, 2 balls and no strikes. Coach McCarty again, 30 wins for the 3rd consecutive year. The Wildcats currently at 31. They won 30 a year ago. Made it all the way to the WAC championship game last year in the WAC tournament before losing to New Mexico State. Had a great run last year at Mesa. There's a ball hit the opposite way, but right to Valdez. Valdez will go to second for one, over to first, not in time. Tatro eliminated off the base pass 6-4. Be a fielder's choice for Ladisol, 2 outs in the inning. Made it all the way to the WAC tournament. It was a great run, had to beat Grand Canyon twice, which they did. Grand Canyon still an at-large bid into the NCAA regionals last year. New Mexico State, the automatic bid, as they won the championship game over ACU. 30 wins a year ago, 36 wins 2 years ago. Last year in the Southland Conference, the regular season Southland Conference champions were the Wildcats. Throw over, and Ladisol back in. Tanner Tweed at the plate. Tanner a 1 for 3 days, single, also hit by a pitch and scored. ACU's had a 6-run lead twice today, 6-0, 7-1. UTSA fought back, tied it, took the lead at 8-7. ACU the last 3 runs here to get back on top at 10-8. Curveball for a strike. So it 1 to Tanner Tweed.
He has the elbow protector on this elbow.
Long look in for Smith, and now he'll throw over to first.
One pitch at a time here, really. Slowed down a little bit from how he started the inning, and that may be the difference maker here for him.
No balls and 1 strike. Smith set. Now the kick, the throw to the plate. This one broke down the left field line, but room and a great diving catch. Caleb Hill making his way towards the line, makes a dive and makes the catch, and the side is retired. But a Logan Britt solo home run added some insurance here for the Wildcats. 1 run, a 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left. We go to the 9th. 10-8 Wildcats here at Crutcher Sky.
Sitting off the top of the 9th for UTSA, right fielder number 16.
Well, Zach Smith will get a chance to close this one out. Came in relief in the 7th. He's retired 4 in a row, and he'll get a chance to close it out here in the 9th. 10-8 Wildcats. 10 runs, 15 hits, no errors. 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors thus far today for ACU. Some defensive changes. Grayson Tatro has gone back to his normal fielding position in left field. Tanner Tweed is in to catch. Maddox Meesey at third. Garrett Williams has moved back to second. I believe it's Holden Rook in right. This is the traditional defensive set for the Wildcats as they try to close it out here in the 9th. Garrett Poston to lead it off. Ground ball, right side, it'll get through. Pass to diving Williams at second base. The leadoff man is on here for UTSA. A leadoff single for Garrett Poston. It's a 3-hit day for Garrett today. He's 3 for 4.
That's what Poston's done all day long, Andy. A walk, a home run, a single, and tack on just 1 more for him. It's been a pretty solid day for him all around.
That's what you need here, down by 2. You got to get a base runner on, get an opportunity to get the tying run to the plate, and they have. Dalton Porter at the plate. Porter today 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. First pitch from Smith upstairs.
He's not going to swing that bat. He's going to sit and make Zach Smith make his own mistakes here in this situation.
Zach's only thrown 16 pitches thus far. Here's the pitch. Skips in, gets away from Tweed. Throw down to second is late. And it's safe is Poston. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. This is where the Logan Britt home run in the bottom of the 8th proves huge. It really takes the sacrifice attempt out of play here, down by 2. Porter needs to do a job, hit behind his runner, Poston out at second. Here's a pitch though upstairs. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Zach Smith 1 pitch away from putting the tying run on the base pass.
Yeah, he's catching now.
Nobody got runs that.
Top of the lineup waits on deck. It's a 3-0. Takes sign all the way. That's fastball for a strike. 90 on the radar gun.
Yep, he was the catcher. Number 7.
Smith set a look at second. 3-1 to Porter. This one hit long way, right field. Rook giving chase, as is Logan Britt. Britt will get there in the gap and make the catch. I'll tell you off the bat, I was watching Holden Rook in right field. I didn't think he was going to get there, and then all of a sudden, Logan Britt in center makes it look routine. First out of the 9th.
Yeah, and he was going to test Logan Britt's arm there for a second.
Right fielder, number 29.
Backed back up on the bag, and Poston made a wise decision, in my opinion.
Logan Britt actually came in and pitched in Lubbock last Tuesday in relief. Did not record an out. It was a game that was the outcome had already been decided. But he hit 95 on the radar gun with his fastball, so he's got a cannon out there to center field. 1 out, top of the 9th, top of the lineup. It's Clark Henry. Nope, check that. It's, I believe, Aiden Bauman who stepped in, and it is. Bauman's first at bat. He'll pinch hit. 2 for 9 on the year. 222 is the average for the righty here. Not a power guy. Does not have a home run nor an RBI. First pitch from Smith. Up and out. Ball, no strikes. 10-8 Wildcats. 1 out, top of the 9th. Poston's at second. A leadoff single. Tying run at the plate. Curveball swung on and missed. It's 1-1.
It was a really good pitch there from Zach Smith on the outside of the zone.
Bauman, a freshman out of New Braunfels. Comes in a pressure situation here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Another good pitch. Same pitch at 85. It's 1-2. Left side of the infield, plays deep, anticipating a pull hit from Bauman. 1-2, up and out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Back to step off, tie that right shoe.
For how fast he works, I've known Zach, he's really picky. He really is. He'll throw balls back that he doesn't want.
Knew that as a 60-year man, right? There's a 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Zach's got his 3rd strikeout today. He's 1 out away from save number 8.
The catcher caught the ball right in the swing the bat.
Part of the lineup coming up, it'll start with Taylor Smith. Taylor is a double away from the cycle today. He's got a single, a grand slam home run, and a triple. 3 for 5.
Talking about the outfielder.
We'll have man-on-man situation here. 2 outs, top of the 9th.
If you're Smith, you got to get a hit here. You don't have a choice at all.
Not really a situation, even with first base open, where you want to get another base runner on the base pass. Here's the first offering. Curveball swung on and missed. Well, Zach Bender looks really good today.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, I mean, he has worked that pitch all day, and he's taken his batters off balance with him, really. He's worked his fastball in there.
Smith versus Smith. Zach versus Taylor. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the 0-1. Foul back to the screen. It's 0-2. Roadrunners down to their final strike. Wildcat home crowd making some noise. 10-8, top of the 9th with 2 outs. No balls, 2 strikes. Zach Smith to Taylor Smith. Here's a kick, the 0-2 upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Tried to get him to chase up there, didn't get him.
Crowd will make some noise again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Get 3 hours on today's game time. Here's the 1-2. Oh, Oh, just missed on the outside. Zach thought he had it. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Tanner a little bit behind on the frame job there.
Zach will walk all the way off the back of the mound and recollect himself. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Zach Smith to Taylor Smith. Wildcats a 10-8 lead. Here's the kick, the 2-2. Fouled out of play, we'll do it again. Good battle here. Taylor Smith staying alive.
Just really good back and forth here between these two. Good batter, good pitcher.
Second time of the at-bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Zach Smith, a 4 strikeout outing in 2 1/3 innings of work. He's got save number 8. Wildcats have win number 32. They close out their home schedule with an impressive 10-8 win. Coy, it was a good game today here at Crutcher Scott.
Yeah, what a game. A&D, these two teams really showed their strong suits. These are two coaches that you know have a lot of respect for each other, two programs that are going to play each other probably for years to come in these midweek games.
10 runs, 15 hits, no errors for the Wildcats. 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors for UTSA. That'll wrap up a great season of Wildcat Athletics on ESPN Plus. For Hutton Harris and the entire crew, I'm Andy Penny. Good night from Abilene.